In this video, I want to highlight some of the features of the As You Learn Gradebook. For more detailed information or to get your gradebook set up, I recommend that you follow up with your college IT consultant. First, as the teacher, when you first log into your site, you're likely to see this Quick Set block. In this block, you see two items. Students can see the course, yes or no, and students see gradebook, yes or no. By default, it's set to no, but you can always toggle this to yes and click Update Settings. So now students would be able to see the gradebook. It's important to note that when you say students see gradebook, what that does, it provides this grades link in the far left column to your students. Otherwise, they don't see that grades link. But they could still click an individual item, such as an assignment or a quiz, and check their grade for that item on the course main page. As the teacher, if you click Grades, you're likely to end up on the Grader Report page. So I'm on View and Grader Report. And as you scroll down, you'll see the names of your students, their email addresses, and as you scroll over, you will see all the graded items within your gradebook. So if you've added quizzes or assignments, those will automatically be populated within the gradebook. Although graded items and scores automatically appear in the gradebook, you want to make sure as the instructor that you have it set up to calculate in ways you anticipate. So as you scroll up, next to View is the Setup tab. If you go to Setup, this is where you determine your grading scheme and what happens to those scores once they're in the gradebook. Below the tabs on this light blue line, you should see the name of the course, and at the end of that line it says Edit and Settings. Once you come to Settings, this is where you pick your aggregation. By default, it's simple weighted mean of grades, and what that does, it adds up points, divides by points possible, and gives students a percentage. What many of our faculty use is something called weighted mean of grades, and I call that percentage grading. So if you group items together and say this is the homework grade, and homework is 25% of your grade, or this exam is 30% of your overall grade, then you likely want to use weighted mean of grades. If you're a points person and you just want it to sum up everything in the gradebook, choose natural. If you make any changes about the aggregation, make sure that you hit Save Changes at the bottom of the page. Also on the Setup page, if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see two important items. Add Grade Item, Add Category. Often people like to use categories. It's a way to group items together. So if you have a lot of quizzes or homeworks, you can create a category and put all of those items in it. So you would just click Add Category, give it a name, and if you add a category, categories also have an aggregation type. Within categories, you can also elect to drop the lowest grade if you want to. When you're all done, click Save Changes. So as I scroll to the bottom, I see the category exams, but there's nothing in that category. So my next step would be to select all the items that are exams. And then once I have them picked by putting a check in the box at the end of the row, if you come here, Move Selected Items to, I toggle this, Select Exams, and it's going to put all of those items in that category. Sometimes faculty grade things, but it's not something that students turn in through As You Learn, and they just want to create a column in the gradebook. Then you would click Add Grade Item, and here you would give it a name, and then maximum grade. This is where you would enter the points. By default, it's going to say 100, but I can make that any number I want, that it's 50 points, 100 points, 500 points. When you're all done, just hit Save Changes. So let's say for a particular item like that presentation, I created the item in the gradebook, but where do I enter the grade? So as the teacher, scrolling to the top, I'm going to go back to View, and then when I'm on this View tab, one of my options is Single View. And Single View is the best way if you're going to put grades directly in the gradebook and not grade in a quiz or an assignment. This is the best way to enter grades. So I've gone to Single View, and then I click here. It's going to show all my assignments. I'm going to pick Presentation. So here I will see my students, I see the range of points, and then I would just need to type in numbers. There's also a column for feedback. If you're entering grades in this way, it's really important that you click Save, so all the scores that you enter are retained. Once you've gone to single view, if you want to return to that main view with all the students, you would just go from single view to click Grader Report, and that will take you back to the grid. I hope this video helps.